Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Darcy and I'm glad you've come to join us, and I'd like to welcome new subscribers. I really appreciate that so much. I have a bunch of things I should be doing, but instead you know, my brain thinks that I just want to take books apart. So I thought I would show you how I do that and just kind of chat a little bit while I do it. I have to make an intro video, and I have to make a video that explains what junk journals are. Well, I don't have to, but you know, well, the intro video I kind of need to do for the vendor fair. And I'm pretty sure that, you know, with new people, I'll need to also explain what a junk journal is. So, you know, if you want, maybe you can in my comments tell me, you know, a quick synopsis of what you think a junk journal is, or as Clint calls them, Clint Ratcliffe on from Rambling Crafters, well, Shell Ratcliffe, the Rambling Crafter, Shell and Clint. He calls them treasure books, which I think is truly appropriate. And if I had enough letters for an Etsy store, I might have done, you know, eclectic treasure books instead of eclectic or treasure journals instead of eclectic, well, junk journals. Yeah, I had just enough letters to do eclectic junk journals, I think. So basically, to me, a treasure journal, I think we should just call them, stop using words like junk and random and use words like treasure and eclectic. Alright, first, real quick. This particular book has signatures, and instead of taking out the whole text block, I'm going in, finding the middle of each signature, which you can kind of see. If I put it in the right place, you can kind of see where each signature is in here. There we go. So I'm finding the middle, and I'm kind of bending it back. And I'm just going through, and you can use an X-Acto knife, or you can use pair of scissors, preferably ones, well, you know, that have a fin. It's easier to do with. This one's kind of deep in the crevice here, so it's a little easier to do. And I kind of go, I do one at the back, front, one at the back, one at the front, one at the back, until it's empty. So that's what I'm doing with this one. All right, squirrel. So anyway, to me, a junk journal is using new and recycled items to create a journal. I mean, that's my quick synopsis. They can be as plain or elaborate as you want. And how you use a junk journal would just be however you want. I mean, you could use it as a scrapbooking. You can use it to actually write and journal. I think the important thing to me is that, sorry, I'm looking for my glasses. I thought I stuck them back here. I did. The important thing to me is that journaling not feel like a chore. And I think a lot of people don't journal because they think there's rules, like you should write in it every day, and some people do. They have challenges that have rules, and that's your choice if you want to do that, but that takes the joy out of it for me. So I don't enjoy doing challenges. I enjoy breaking rules, but since there are no rules, I'm not really technically breaking any rules. This does not want, there we go. Sometimes if the signature here is way down in the groove, it's really hard to get a hold of that. Move my hand away from there. So yeah, I've been thinking a lot about what people use journals for and how I should prepare a video to show people how to use, you know, how to use them and explain what they are. The thing is, they're so different for everybody. And this book's so fun. I found a couple Mary Engelbreit books at Goodwill, so I was very excited. I will be putting some pages up in my store because I will not be able to use all the pages. So look for that. Alright, sorry. Where was I? Squirrel. These used to be squirrel junk journals, except they're not squirrels. You're just lots of squirrels happen when making them. So yeah, so I'm curious to see how y'all journal. I actually prefer making journals to actually journaling. I did do morning pages for about 8 weeks. Never made it through the whole 12 weeks of the Artist Way, because right around week 7 or 8 is when you're kind of challenged to try something, I think. And alright, this was coming out cleaner than that. And that's when I started getting into mixed media, is right around week 8 or 7. And then the next week she's like, get rid of all the clothes that are junky. And I'm like, but I need those clothes. Because now I paint, and I need those clothes for my, I need those junky clothes. Now most of my clothes are junky because I might start out the day thinking, oh, I'm just going to use some glue and paper today. And then I end up painting something, or, I don't know, doing something messy. Or, oh yeah, one time I got the chalk wax, antique brown chalk wax stuff on me. So yeah, it's always something. So I don't have any, most of my clothes cannot be worn out in public anymore. Alright, I gotta tell you, the last book that I just did was a lot easier than this. Alright, I am trying to face the blade away from me, at least. So yeah, sometimes that's gonna happen. Alright, so yeah, I don't actually journal a lot. I do have some personal journals, just because I like them. So yeah, I think a junk journal could be like a lookbook. Like, show ya. I made a journal for a lady. I don't know if you can hear me from over here there. Of course. Book gets stuck in the drawer. Alright, leave that open. The cat's gonna go in there. I have one of those cabinets that slide open, and my cat is very curious about it. So like this would be a journal that I would consider more like a lookbook, or or even a commonplace journal if she had filled it herself. But she used to be a gardener, and now she lives in a nursing home. So something like this, there's not a lot of journaling space, but there's a lot of pockets, and a lot of journaling cards. And what's nice about this one is other people contributed to it, so it's not just all me. Oh, and then there's these great alphabet cards with the flowers. So yeah, this is not a lot of journaling space in here, but lots of pretty things made by a few people for someone who was just going through a rough time. Now, unfortunately, I finished this right about the time that COVID came upon us. And of course, yeah, somebody else made that too. I didn't make that. But a lot of this stuff was made by other people. A lot of this, yeah, even that was somebody else too. That was me. That's this plain. I was a little more plain at that time, I guess. Still pretty though, I think. Yeah, so yeah, I love that a lot of people contributed to this, but I would consider this a lookbook. And there's a little bit of journaling space, but it's mostly just for looking at and having pretty things. I had found this book with these great pictures that I used in here. And this is an altered book. One of my tabs got bent. And so yeah, I mean, it could just be a book with pretty things that make you happy. And let's see, Pam, Brenda, Kim, and Penny. Well, Penny doesn't know that she contributed, but she did because she had sent me some stuff in a swap. And so I had put some of that in there. So this was an altered book. So yeah, your bases for your journal also vary. So this was a book that I altered. It ended up being quite gator-mouthed. And that I would consider a lookbook. And then, let's see. And then this is actually my idea book. And I used a book cover for this. This was actually the book cover of those floral pages that I had found. So you could see more of that. But yeah, like this is just all coffee dyed paper. That's all it is. And it's just for me to be able to put ideas in. But I also made it a flow journal. So if I wanted to take some of these pages out and put in some book pages, I totally could. Like, I really love these pages. If I wanted to put one of these in, I could. And that's what I like about a flow journal, is the versatility. And I love these pages. They came out so beautiful. They're all tea dyed, and they were the legal size paper. That's why they're wider when they're folded in half. I gotta remember they're here because I could use those in other journals. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, it could just be a plain journal filled with paper. Tea dyed paper, food colored paper, white copy paper. It doesn't have to be fancy. And I don't even have a lot of ideas in here right now. So this is, yeah, ideas and stuff I like to keep. And then there's, I would consider this journal, which, once again, a different kind of cover. I would consider this journal to be a commonplace journal. And what a commonplace journal is, it is a place to keep things that you love. This is a piece from a quilt that my grand made me when I was younger. And so, love that. This is made from canvas, which, you know, goes back to me, you know, being an artist. And then squirrels, because squirrel, I'm constantly. And then I love denim. I love crocheted lace. I love green. I love polka dots. All the things. And then we've got some Tim Holtz paper, because who doesn't love Timmy? The only thing I did that I would change on this one is I had put, there's a piece of, oh my goodness, the envelope, the Tyvek envelope in there. So, and there might be, I think it might be 2 pieces. It's thick enough that it makes that part not as soft as this part, which I kind of like. I would have liked either to have gone all the way with an envelope, or, you know, now I know if I have fabric, I don't really need the Tyvek envelope. So you can learn. And this one's, you know, it's got a cute bunny. I love tulips. Aren't my favorite, but I love tulips. I just love that picture. And you know, diamonds are a girl's best friend. We got them, 7 dwarves in there. And I just, well, love winter and fall. But Gyo Fujikawa has. Oh, and I started putting in here. I thought it was another journal, but I started writing down my oh, what's the word? Inventory. Actually need to change that because I did change to free shipping now. But yeah, this is just some fun stuff that I did for myself. This fabric is very similar to one to a shirt that I had when I was little. So I wanted to stick that in there. And then we've got one of the cat paper clips from Shell, one of the paper bags from Shell when I ordered some things, that rose journal that I love. That is really pretty. Just, there's not even much, but I love Eeyore. I love frogs. I love blues and greens and everything in between. So this is more of a commonplace journal. I haven't put much in it yet. A couple fairies here and there. I'm not even, oh, that was from a book I bought. But, and then I've got, my mom loved Precious Moments. So I've got a little section, or a little area back here somewhere that help, you know, makes me think of my mom. Or I've got little bits of my mom in the book. A little frog and toad in there. Pokey little puppy. I need to, well, I was thinking I need to put Grover in here, but I don't, because my other journal is Grover. So this is my journal. Doesn't have much in it. But like one day I was just collaging, and then I went back in and had to redo the book, so I ended up cutting the collage in half, or ripping it in half and putting it on like that. You know, so maybe you don't write. Maybe you just go in and you glue stuff in once in a while when you feel like it. Like, I haven't done much to this at all. This started out as also a correspondence journal. But then, you know, because I made it a flow journal, I was able to rearrange it. So this is a piece of quilt that my great-grandma made me. And then it has strawberries on it. And this is strawberries, strawberries, Strawberry Fairy, because my mom had strawberries in our kitchen growing up, so that is very nostalgic for me. And then got the little mom and Dumbo, so this is kind of a page that makes me think of my mom. She's been gone since 2011, So I miss her. And then when I get Happy Mail, you know, it might be something that I especially like that I want to add in there. And oh, that's a squirrel one. Why did I think it was a cat one? I stuck some of my squirrel ones in there. I want to stick a cat one in here. When I find one of Cheryl's cats, the squirrels and the cats, they don't look the same. The cats look different, but my squirrels happen to just kind of look like cats, I think. That's what those are. And like the little collage I stuck in there. And this is this here? Oh, this is the copy. Oh, I know what the other page was. Let's see. I had dyed some pages. Where did it go? It's not that one. Well, that one I dyed, but I printed. That's the printed piece. But the other one, oh, this one, which was like this on one side and this on the other side, I made copies. I scanned it, but then I'm like, well, what do I do with this original? Because they don't really even go together in a journal. So I'll put that in here for me. So yeah, just, oh, and dragonflies. I love dragonflies. Let's just do this. And then Mommy, Bunny and the Mom. So, and that's a fabric canvas cover journal. Let's see. Where's my Grover journal? Couldn't tell you where my Grover journal is. Had it the other day. And then we have this journal, which is not finished, but you know, I started this one out and it's made out of junk mail. I ended up taking the signature out and I'll put it back in. I might sew down it and then flow it in, we'll see. But yeah, so it could be, you know, just pure junk journal made out of junk mail. And then this one was pretty random. This one I made out of, it's a hinged journal that's just random stuff with a lot of flip outs. This one actually will be for sale. I have to take pictures. I have to finish it and take pictures of it and stuff. So that one's made out of cardstock. Oh, and here's another hinged journal. This hinged journal has a fabric cover. And it's got pockets in the front and back. And I always try to leave lots of writing space in my journals, but I also want them to be really pretty. This one basically uses, no, this one uses a couple different, 2 or 3 different like this, these were pages from one person who I can't remember her name, and then these were my porch prints, the shabby ticking, and then I also had some grunge ticking from another one, and then there's the scrapbook pages. So this one's like mostly new. There's no book pages, it's just dyed pages and digitals. So that's another kind of a journal. And some people like a plain journal like this, and some people like a really embellished journal. And this is one of the journals I made with a, oh yeah, this has got the envelope I love. This is an envelope, it's got that white weird stuff inside it, and I cannot find them online to save my life. But yeah, this one's, I think, got dyed pages, scrapbook pages, digital pages, music. I think I want to add some more book pages. I don't have any book pages other than that one. So if I can fit them, I will add. I haven't decided how I'm going to put that in yet. It is tall enough that I could stick an eyelet at the top and bottom and do a flow journal. But we'll see. So it could be 1 signature, 2 signatures, 7 signatures. And if you're new to the channel, a signature is a section in the book. So like this whole piece in a book is called a book block. And then each section, like what I'm tearing out, is a signature. And I like personally not to make them too big, because then if you make them big, what happens is you're stuck with that journal until you finish it. You know, if you feel that way. Although, that's why I like smaller journals, because I don't know about you, but I get excited to try another journal, to start a new journal, if I was writing in one every day, which I don't. I could, but for some reason I don't. So like the signature is this section of books. I mean, section of pages. I can't do words that are together. That are what's this? I want to say they're in bed together. They're I don't know. That's not what I want to say, but yeah. They're just a section that is folded together in one piece, basically. I guess I could look it up and give you the official. I don't know. So what is your favorite kind of journal? I know my aunt has a journal for all 4 months. I'm not all 4 months. All 4 seasons. So each season, she brings out one of her that season journal. And just it goes from year to year. And I really like that idea. I think that's really cool. Then as you're writing or, you know, putting new things in it, the next year, you're reminded of what happened the previous year. So I really like that idea. Or you could put 4 seasons in one book. And, you know, just when something happens, write about it. I think my biggest thing is there should not be pressure to journal every day. Or you shouldn't feel, you should be able to have beautiful journals to use when you want to, how you want to, without feeling guilty that you're not using them or pressure to use them, because it sucks the joy. And I think there should be joy in journaling. So, you know, delight in your diaries. I like whatever. Sorry. I should do this so you guys can see it better. I should move on to a little golden book so you can see how I take those apart. This is getting on my nerves. Alright, I'm going to move to a little golden book just for you guys. So I've been taking apart some of my Christmas books. And I've got some fun Mary Engelbreit stuff. Oh, this one I got today. It's got such pretty pictures. Plus, but I love the pictures and I want to use them. But also, it just makes me think of home because I'm a transplant to Northern Virginia. I'm from Massachusetts originally. Oh, and look at this book. Isn't that so fun? I'm going to use that as a template. That one was, violet was not the color this week, but I've been wanting to make a round journal, and now I can kind of like dissect this one and also have pages to put in. Plus, I think this will make a really fun glue book, art book, smash book. And you will always see me buying Pokey Little Puppy because even if I don't make a journal out of it, I can make tags out of them. And people love Pokey Little Puppy. And my other book, if I can ever find it, I'll show it to you. Which is the reason it's my book is because I messed up the spine. Okay. Figure I have all these little golden books here. I might as well go ahead and start taking some apart because they're all coming apart at some point. Could just take them all apart at once and then I wouldn't have to search for my heat gun every time. Alright, let's move my stickers I got from AliExpress. I love these black and white ones that can just go on a collage and look really cool. Probably need to make sure they are not here. Oh, maybe we'll start with the Halloween journal, which is the one I'll be working on. Hey, Joel's getting some ice. Now I want ice. Very easily, well, distracted and influenced, I guess. Alright, so let's start with the Halloween one. Pokey we can do anytime. Halloween, that one we need to get going. Alright, I have so many Pokey Little Puppy books, it's ridiculous. Some of them are actually old, and those are the ones I'll turn into actual little golden book, altered book journals. So yeah, there's altered books. People alter books to make journals, whether they take it apart. If you've never heard of junk journals or altered books, little golden book journals, there's no right or wrong way to do it, first of all. A lot of people keep all the pages in, and a lot of people like to keep them in order, which is nice. Some people keep them folded together, some people fold them up, you know. Carla F, I don't remember how she spells her last, Frizelli or something like that. She actually sews them, which I actually might try that one of these times. So this sticky stuff, I just have to find, I won't do it right now, but I use lemon oil to get that off. Alright, so heat gun. I don't know, I don't think that a hairdryer is going to be hot enough, and I was tempted to try an iron, but I think it will, it might burn. So, I don't know. Anyway, I heat up the glue. That's what I'm doing. Because I try to save these if I can. Because they're just cute, especially the old ones. I really like the old ones, especially. Now, make sure you don't put your hand there while the heat gun is on it, or you will burn yourself. It does not want to come off. Sometimes the newer books are not as... Oh, here we go. Can you see that? So when you heat up the glue, it just comes right off. Easy peasy. So that's why I say. That's why I was thinking, you know, if I did a bunch of little golden books, at least I could take these off. Although some of the older ones, I like to keep the one that came with it, with the book. But for these ones, I don't care as much, the newer books, because they all look the same anyway. And I actually have an envelope somewhere that will go in. So then we have, still sticky, but that will dry. What, sweetie? Check with Nathan, but it's okay with me. There's not much left. Alright, let me see if I can do it with just the staple remover. No, I can't even get it in there. Alright, so now you can see the back of the staple here. There's a staple in these books. I have to get it up in my shop. I have a Scuffy Tugboat little golden book journal that I made, which is one of my favorites. I did some mixed media in that, and then I also have some artwork by my brother in it. Some digital artwork that I printed out. So I really like that. In fact, I probably need to either keep one of those journaling cards for myself, which I might do, since it's not in there right now anyway. I'll just forget to put it back in before I make the video. What, y'all? Oh, can you get me a butter knife? This is a lot easier with a butter knife. You could just get some grilled chicken out of the freezer and put soy sauce on it. There's also some Szechuan soy sauce, and I got Tom Tom sauce. Thank you. People are more likely to have a butter knife anyway. This is actually faster and easier with a butter knife. There you go. I need to have a craft butter knife. Maybe next time I'm at the thrift store, I'll grab myself a butter knife just for crafting, instead of using one of my, well, I'd say good knives, but I've got like 2 different incomplete sets. I think one we got when we first got married, and one my sister-in-law gave us. So see, now we have our covers, and this book's taken apart. That's it. That's all you have to do for a little golden book, to take it apart. And then if you're worried, you'll get your, well, this one I don't have to worry about because they're in alphabetical order. But if you were worried, you could just put a little pencil mark on each one. So there we go. Another book taken apart. Let's see how this one comes apart. I want to use this cover for a glue book. I think this would be an awesome glue book. Oh, what's a glue book? A glue book. You probably don't want to have more than like 30 pages in a glue book. 30, 31. So that works. If you want to have a page for each day of the month, one glue book would work for you. If you want to do one about every week, then it'll last about 6 months. So, yeah, there's that. Alright, now mostly if I want to just take out this whole book block, which I think is what I'll do this time, which, you know, if you watch Gail and them, you've seen this done. I love this because it's like landscape and it's going to be perfect for, the pages will be perfect. So I'm just taking my knife and going, trying not to hit the spine itself, although I'm probably won't keep this spine, but you know, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So I'm just going to carefully go down. And I'm pushing down towards the back of the book, which is what I like this one for, because it's got a shorter thing. So I'm less likely to poke through the, I'm going to turn it over so I don't cut myself in the belly. Coming from the top here again. See, so when you're going through this, you're usually going through a little bit thicker page, maybe something like this stuff here, which might be kind of like Tyvek, or you might be going through some webbing if there's an older book. There. So yeah, this is kind of a, I don't know what that is. It's kind of like, it's a book binding thing of some sort. And then just take the other side and fold that back, and now you won't have to worry about cutting that. So you just want to make sure you're going fairly straight down. Get started might help. This is where a longer one would come in handy. Alright, let me get down here like I'm doing surgery. This is where like 3 hands would come in handy too. Okay. I'm going down away from my hand. Just kind of. I need to change my blade, I'm sure. So yeah, tell me in the comments what your synopsis of a junk journal is, like your quick definition. And what types of journals you like to use yourself, if you like to journal. Do you prefer to make your own journal, or do you prefer to journal in a journal, or do you like both equally? Pretty sure Alex likes both. Hi, Alex. She knows who she is. Let's see. This one definitely does have signatures. Some of them are glued in. And no matter what, you're just gonna, I'm gonna tear out that signature. Now, you're gonna have your middle pages, which once you take out your string, sided like that easily. I should have done it the other way. Let's see, where's my string? Find the middle. Yeah, if I had done it this way first, where's my middle? That should be my middle. Nope, not there to my middle yet. Sometimes the middle is hard to find. Now, what you could do is once you see how many pages are signature, it's easier to, yeah, I should have cut my strings first. I did that wrong. Don't do it that way. Alright, well, let's see how big a signature basically is. One, let's just find the middle of the next one. Okay. But that's okay, because these are good and wide, and the way I'm going to be doing my glue books. Okay, so there's the middle. Sometimes I take them out first before I do this, and sometimes I do it before I take them out and just leave. That way I can leave the introductory pages. That way I can leave like this page in until I decide what I want to do. Is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, just a little chat about journals and whatnot. I don't know if my video I did yesterday is going to ever upload. I tried redoing it. I tried deleting the old video that I turned and doing a new one and uploading that. And because of course, this one probably will do the same thing. What usually happens is I forget to do the thing to force my camera to do my video the right direction I want to. And then I have to go in and turn it, which takes a little while to save that. So I edit it and then I rotate it. Rotate, that's what I want. And then if it ends up being more than 33 minutes, then I have to then merge the two videos. So, yeah, when you can find books that are like this, it's kind of fun because, you know, if they were glued and you couldn't keep them together like this, at least you could then fold them in half and you'd still have your words and stuff going the right direction. But what I will probably use these for, other than in glue books, did I say what glue books were? I didn't. I got distracted, didn't I? Would be little golden books, and then I would like fold it in like that, and they would fit great in a little golden book. Okay, it was not just me. This particular book is, I think it's got more glue than some of the other ones. It just wants to stay stuck in there. Which, no bueno, no bueno. And then of course there are ways to fix that if your pages aren't together or you want to combine two pages that are from two different books in your signature that you have where you're folding the signature. Well, I got myself a Zutter binder thing, so a lot of my glue books are going to be made with that, so it'll have the wire, the wire spiral, just because I think for a glue book it's easier to be able to lay it out flat, and I think you should be able to do it with that. And also, if you get, sorry about that, if you get glue on a metal binder, it's not going to like be as messy as if you get glue on a sewn-in binding. So a glue book basically is what it sounds like. You have pages, random pages. They can even be ugly pages because, you know what? You're just going to glue on them. So, a glue book is just this. You take things you like and you glue it in there. Or, and some people, I think there was a brand that called them Smash Books. And you just, you know, you can cut pictures out of magazines, books, whatever, and put them in there. Or you could use it for mixed media. You might have to thicken up your pages a little bit for that. Or some people just go ahead and they put the gesso on and they just start doing it. Which is, in that instance, it's nice to have at least one side of the page be kind of pretty. Because, you know, to do mixed media on both sides might be a little bit much. But if you were to collage on the page, it's going to strengthen that page anyway. So yeah, what a lot of people do in their journals, you know, they write, obviously. That's the most obvious thing a person would do in the journal. Collage, paint, stamp, keep pictures, keep like tickets of someplace you've gone, or say you go to Disney World, you might have your map and your bracelets and all the things. And that's it. I mean, they're just fun. They're fun. They're pretty. Even, I gotta make sure I don't lose that one, the Halloween. I need to put it with the book right now before I forget. Even, I wonder if the Halloween song is in here. Did you guys ever sing that song in school? H-A-L-L-O-W-E-E-N spells Halloween. Maybe not. Alright, that one's going in the Halloween journal. Where's that? Just didn't want to forget. Saw that the other day too. So yeah, journal. Have a book that's pretty to look at. Make journals, write in journals. Do all the things as long as you have fun and enjoy doing it. Oh, but that one didn't get ripped. You might even find, well, one idea for the times that we're in right now might be to have a journal where you just write down all your frustrations and everything that you feel is horrible. And then go back in and collage over it, paint over it, make it beautiful. Then you've gotten it out, but then you can do something about, like, not do something about it, but just make the decision to choose joy, to choose to not focus on the negative all the time, basically. By, you know, once you get it out of your system and write it down, even if you have to write it down every day, because it's not that easy for some people. So, alright, well, I think I explained before that the middle page is easy to take out, and then there's usually the pages on the end that are glued. And those are the collage pages. Those are the ones that are not going to work. They're going to have a rougher edge, or they're going to rip right apart. And so, you know, those are the ones you just basically save for collage pages. That's what I do with my music ones that I had. I'm like, okay, these pretty ones that aren't broken in the middle, those ones would be book pages in a journal. And the ones that aren't, they go into a collage pile. So, and some people will try to take off as much, well, yeah, taking off that might help a little bit. Just this fabric piece. Tyvek type piece that holds everything together will probably make things easier. I should have taken that off in the first place. So yeah, this is probably got to get going. My boys have decided it's chatty time. Don't know when they're going to start putting videos up. They've made some videos, practiced, and they got to edit, and they'll put some up soon, I hope. Right now, my 19-year-old just has an epic one. What, do you still have one video on yours, Nathan?
Yeah.
But that's not the channel you guys are going to do together, is it? You guys are going to... Alright. So, yeah, I think I'm talked out now. But I've just been thinking a lot about, you know, how to explain what a journal is without going on and on like I just did. I need to figure out how to make it concise and put it in a nice, quick video so people who have never heard of it before, which, you know, it's likely that, you know, somebody in the vendor fair coming up, you know, they might be there because their friend is selling, what is it called? What is this called? Why can't I think of what these are called? You know, the nails. Oh, shoot. I just had one of the boxes, too. Anyway, they might be selling Mary Kay or something, and they brought their friends into the... Or maybe another artist who, you know, does a more traditional style of art on canvas. And then they see me with my junk journals, and they're like, what is that? So I just want to make a quick short video, not a long-winded one like this, explaining what a junk journal is and how to use them, and of course, you know, my stress on how they should not be stressful. I like to stress because, oh yeah, there was a girl at one of the Goodwills one time. She was like, oh yeah, I have a really pretty journal at home. She's like, I never use it. I was like, well, you should, but you shouldn't feel pressure to use it. You know, you don't have to write in it every day. You can just, when something happens, write in it. When you're in the mood, write in it. Don't feel guilt, don't feel pressure. And I don't remember. I wish I remembered everything I said, because she was like, "Thank you." She's like, I think she like saw her journal in a whole new way after that, which, you know, awesome. I love that. If I give a journal to somebody, you know what makes me happy? It's that they use it in a way that makes them happy. My sister-in-law has been showing me some of the things that she has put in her journal. Her daughter's giving her some ideas too. You know, maybe you can't think of anything you want to write yourself. Well, you know what? Just write down quotes that you like or Bible verses. You could do your devotions in one of the journals. I mean, or any kind of spiritual thing. You could just have your gratitude journal of 3 things that you're grateful for. And maybe you first have to also start with 3 things that made you mad that day. And then right after that, write 3 things that you're grateful for. So people kind of live angry lives, and they just get upset about things all the time. And I do get upset, I mean, I'm not like some magic fairy that never gets mad at people. Believe me, I drive. I get plenty mad, especially people that.
Terrible advice. If you ain't doing things that annoy you, you should write 4 things you're grateful for.
Okay, my son says. Okay, my son says, how or double. He says if you write 3 things that annoyed you that day, that you should write more things you're grateful about than what annoyed you. Doesn't always have the best way of telling me, you know, he has some advice that might improve upon my advice. No, instead he says, you have terrible advice. That's my son, people. Guess what? He's single. Old MacDonald had a farm. That's going into a... It's far too negative. He's all negative about me trying to be positive, but I'm not positive enough. But he gets to be lots of negative. He's silly. That's my 19-year-old who will be... All right, what's today? The 20... In 7 days and 1 week. My boys will be 20 and 25. Which kind of makes me feel old. Not quite as old as when someone, you know, talks about Prince's songs being oldies, but it's when I'm like, I'm old. Oh, now I know what my parents felt like when I called the music they grew up with oldies. We need a new word to describe songs from a different era. You know, the 60s, that was oldies. The 50s. How in the world did the 80s become oldies? They should have their own... The 80s, the 50s music, 60s, they shouldn't... And none of them should be called oldies. They should have their own word. I think retro would be better than oldies. I like me some retro music. Let's see. So yeah, I'm gonna get off of here now, I think, and I'm just kind of in the mood to tear apart books today for some reason. I consider it prep work. So yeah, who was I watching the other day that said if you feel like doing something, you that's what you should do. I think it was Rachel, Roxy Creations. So don't force yourself to do something that you're not wanting to do, you know, art-wise. If something strikes you that you're like, oh, I want to work on that, that's what you should do. I mean, maybe me tearing apart books today is going to allow my brain to not have to be creative so that I can be more creative. You know, I may spark something that helps me be more creative. I've been doing prep all week. I've been tearing up digitals for some collage or book pages. Like this will be a book page. Aren't these pretty? That's antique papery. And then these, I guess I'm going to be making a book that's about this size because I printed these out and they're not really, I don't know. That's what I guess I decided to do. So yeah, I don't know. And I really want to get some glue books made, and oh my goodness, I have a bunch of book covers over there. Alright, I'm done. Squirrel! Have a delightful day, everybody. Love you.